No.
You all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Cook,
Here.
Mr. D'Angiano,
Here.
Mr. Rogan.
Here.
Ms. Smith,
Here,
Mr. Williams.
Here. Somebody like to audit the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve abstract number 5 dated March 12th, 2021 in the amount of $224,635.13. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Somebody like to take care of the budget transfers?
Sure. We have 3 of them this evening, 6, 7, and 8. Budget transfer request number 6 is transferring funds to allocate additional funds for the town board video meetings account for increased costs, Comcast costs, and Zoom costs. So we're moving $1,300 from contingency account expense to town board contractual video meetings expense account, $1,300. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Next, we have budget transfer number 7, which is allocating additional funds for the auditor contractual account for the 2-year auditor contract. So we're moving $500 from accounting contractual expense account to auditor contractual expense account, $500. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Budget transfer request number 8. Reallocate funds for the parks contractual utilities account for separation in the budget. So we're moving $6,000 from parks contractual expense account to parks contractual utilities expense account, $6,000. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mary, you're up.
Vermont. Yes, the first item on my agenda is Recycle Coach. Last meeting, we were approached with the ability to join in a Recycle Coach program offered through Putnam County, allowing the residents to handle recycle solid waste management through an app. They'd be able to report issues, complaints, and get helpful hints on how to do recycling and participate.
I don't think,
Okay. So we asked
I don't know.
on the in the Zoom meetings with the county. Sorry, it's a little distracted. We received Russ participated in a few more meetings and we got some feedback from him. And the overall idea, though, Mr. Goff feels is wonderful. However, he had a few reservations about it. We discussed it. We don't feel as though the program is designed for the town of Patterson's current program and processes. So I don't know if anyone else has anything to offer, but I'd like to make a motion tonight to decline the participation in the Recycle Coach program offered by Putnam County. So moved.
Second.
Do we have any discussion?
I mean, I think we tabled it last meeting because we wanted the people that are involved in running the program to have input, and that input, I think we should respect. I mean, I think that's why we asked for the input. So
Thank
it
you.
sounded like there are some good points, but there are also reasons why Russ and Margot feel that it would be best to stick with the existing procedures, and I think we have to respect that.
I think it's one of those things that sounds like a good conceptual program at first, but then if you think about it, having information in too many different areas, if we're updating information, is it going to get updated on the app? And then now people are getting misinformation, and that could be very frustrating. You want to do you want to recycle, and you go in the app and it's outdated information because our information by the time it got to the county got processed to be put on the app. So I could see some issues there. I think we are looking at to revamp our current website, and I think our website hasn't good information on it. You can always call the recycling center. They're great down there. You can always call them if you have any questions and you can get information. So I think we're pretty covered with giving information out to the residents or having a place where they can get information. So.
And I also think as Russ and Margot are involved in the ongoing discussions with the county on the solid waste management plan, the conversation doesn't end there. They're continually speaking because this is, municipalities working together, working with the county. If we find out 6 months or a year from now that, hey, that app went out, it's great. We're not missing out by not jumping in now. It's not a one and we never have another chance again. So I think it's just allowing it maybe to go forward without us at this time, but then also still monitoring and seeing if there is a desire in the future. So, this is here and now. It's not 2 years from now or, doesn't lock us out forever, I guess is the
Right.
point, right?
Yep.
So,
So I agree with all those points. And, the fact I'm very concerned about there being confusion on an app that to some degree is based on zip codes, and we have 5 different zip codes.
Mhm.
I don't want people trying to pull up our program and end up in Southeast. So I agree.
And it's confusing enough with our 2 different garbage districts.
Yes, it is.
To figure out where you are, imagine other zip codes and all that stuff.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second item on my agenda is a resolution that I have here. Opposing the addition of section 575B to the real property tax law in the 2022 New York State budget. This real tax property law provides for a 15-year real property tax exemption from any increase in the value of the property by reason of construction of wind or solar energy projects. The local governments may either opt out of the exemption and continue to assess the property which is improved by wind or solar projects based on the full assessed value of the property, including any increase based on the construction of a wind or solar energy project. This real property tax law, if adopted, will drastically change the way real property improved by wind and solar energy systems is assessed, establishing a statewide standardized approach for real property tax assessment for wind and solar energy projects, mandating that the assessed value for solar or wind energy projects will be determined by an income capitalization or discounted cash flow approach that considers an appraisal model created by the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. The town of Patterson, we hold strongly to the right that the home rule established in Article 19 of the New York State Constitution, especially with regard to the land use of real property taxation. So the town of Patterson wishes to oppose section 575 of the real tax property law. So I'd like to make a motion to enter into the record as though written, this resolution opposing the addition of section 575B to the real property tax law in the 2022 New York State budget. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just to boil this down a little bit for the public, this really comes down to the legislature in Albany trying to adopt a law which would then allow the departments in Albany, taxation and finance, actually do assessments within the town of Patterson for solar and wind projects, where most municipalities feel that that is something that our assessors have been trained to do, and they should keep on doing it. And so we're opposing this legislation from Albany.
Peter. All right. First up, I have recreation center requests. So we actually have a lot of them here with school starting to open up and restrictions starting to lift, to ease up a little bit. The rec center is looking at opening up a little bit more. They've tried a couple of programs and they've been going well. So they've been busy putting together some new programs. So first I'm going to introduce, I have a memo here from Matt Chabarro. Open gym policy. So we had open gym pre-pandemic, and with the pandemic, really couldn't have open gym. Couldn't have just people coming in, paying a fee, and then being around each other without a lot of controls. For the pandemic. So he's asking for a new policy and some new pricing. So to participate in open gym. If you wanted to come down and do open gym, participants would need to register online for 2-hour open gym sessions. So they capped it at 2 hours, and registering online this way, they can make sure that they don't go over the amount of people that they can have, and they can control a little bit better. And we will offer 2-hour time slots at $10 per person. Each 2-hour time slots can have a maximum of 20 people. So this way they hit that 20 people, they can close it off and then start signing up people for the other blocks. Masks will be required to be worn in the building. Those with active rec memberships and seniors 65 and older will still be allowed to sign up for open gym without being charged the $10 fee. And also any patron who had a yearly rec membership that was impacted by the pandemic and our inability to have open gym will get an extension of their membership to account for any months missed during the pandemic. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the new open gym procedures and policy and the $10 fee per person. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, a new summer camp program. So I was down at the rec center the other day, and they have a lot of ideas for a lot of different camps this summer. And one of them is the Chess Wizards full day camp. This full day program is for children ages 6 through 10. The hours are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The camp will be offered the week of June 28th and the week of August 2nd. Registration fee is $339 per child. There are no discounts applicable to the program since we are partnering with Chess Wizards. The Chess Wizards instructor will lead the camp, and we will pay Chess Wizards a fee per student of $245. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Chess Wizards full day camp at the rate of $330 per child. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we're so excited about this new program, adult indoor pickleball. And so for those of you that don't know what pickleball is a paddle ball sport similar to a racket sport that combines elements of badminton, table tennis, and tennis. 2 or 4 players. So we have 2, we can set up a team here. 2 or 4 players use solid paddles made of wood or composite materials to hit a perforated polymer ball, much like a wiffle ball, with round holes over a net. The program will start this spring and will be for adults 18 and older. The sessions will be weekly, lasting 1.5 hours per session for 12 weeks. Registration is $85 per person for the full 12 weeks. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the adult indoor pickleball program at $85 per person for the 12 weeks. So
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now you should really get excited.
Now.
yes. Okay, next program is Sunrise Yoga. Putnam Lake resident Kathleen Kelton would like to instruct a morning yoga session on Warren Beach in Putnam Lake. Kathleen is a certified yoga instructor and former educator. She will be teaching 3 one-hour classes per week. Classes will be starting after Memorial Day weekend and through the months of June, July, and August for a total of 39 sessions. Registration fee is $100 for 1 month of classes. Can re-up the next month as well. They just have to re-register, or $200 for all 3 months. Kathleen will be paid $30 per class as she teaches. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the Sunrise Yoga with Kathleen Kelton, the instructor, at $30 per hour, and approve the registration fee for $100 a month or $200 for all 3 months. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, some great programs going on down at the rec center. Next, I have requisition from the Patterson Fire Department to add one of their team members to special teams for our insurance purposes. So I'd like to make a motion to add Jesse Greco to the Putnam County Technical Rescue Team for the Patterson Fire Department. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That is all I have.
Thank you. Charles.
Next, we have a resolution for acceptance of bids for materials and services for Highway Department. And based on the recommendations of our Superintendent of Highway, and awarding the bids as follows: for crushed stone, Putnam Materials, bituminous concrete laid in place per ton, Keat, is that Keat? Keck, I'm sorry, construction, tree work, Laurel Oak landscaping, wash sand for ice control, plant and delivered, Harlem Valley Sand and Gravel, diesel fuel, Taylor Oil Incorporated, heating oil, Taylor Oil Incorporated. I'll make a motion that the town board accept these bids and enter this resolution in its entirely into the record as read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Sorry. Next, we have executive session on the agenda, which I'll hold off until the end of the meeting. And includes personnel and legal.
Mr. Rogan.
Well, thank you. Next item we have is related to the Putnam Lake Park District and their yearly rules and policies for boat removal. So we have a resolution which essentially sets the time frame for when boats need to be removed from Putnam Lake Park District property. That date is for this year, December 1st, 2021, and it will run through March 1st of next year, when boats are not allowed on the Park District property. They need to be removed. The resolution also sets the allowance for the town clerk to publish public notice of these rules by October 1st of 2021. So I'll make a motion, we approve this resolution and enter into the record as though read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. And on the town website, as well as the Park District site, we have the very basic rules for the boat storage, that they have to get the stickers each year for registration. It gives the storage dates, and then it also explains the process by which the park board has to ultimately remove the boats, how you would get them back, what the storage requirements are, and what the non-compliance schedule is. So if you have any concerns when you get your boat sticker from Putt Lake, I suggest you read the information available on the websites. Second item is a request from Dennis Mays, our building and operations maintenance manager, and it relates to the wastewater treatment final effluent line. Essentially, we have a section of the line that they are continually needing to pay to have Electric Snake come and clean out because the roots are getting into the line. Mr. Mays has requested a quote from Allied Pollution, and ultimately the idea is to excavate the location and repair an approximately 10-foot section of pipe where the roots are penetrating, and replace that pipe and then backfill it. So he's requesting an amount of $1,840 for Allied Pollution to do the necessary repairs, which in the long term will save us a lot of headache for having to have them call in Electric Snake and clean that out. So make a motion that we approve Allied Pollution to do the necessary repair to that effluent line at an amount not to exceed $1,840. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, accessory apartments. This is a carryover from the last agenda. As you may all aware, I brought to the town board's notice that there is currently legislation pending in Albany between the Senate and the Assembly that would establish statewide standards for accessory apartments. Essentially, the state legislature would now be entering into the area of zoning, a authority generally given under Article 16 and municipal home rule to local municipalities. They are looking to establish a statewide scheme for accessory apartments. So the towns would be required to create a law that would encourage the development of accessory apartments. And while, you know, the town recognizes the value of having accessory apartments, and we do have a law on the books, not only accessory apartments, but accessory dwelling units, we do accommodate both. The standards that the state is looking to impose are just unbelievable, in my opinion. They would allow, they would require 4-foot side yard and rear yard setbacks. They would allow accessory dwelling units to be constructed on a piece of property no bigger than 200 square feet, which is a small shed. There would be no ability for the town to ensure that the accessory dwelling unit had adequate parking on the site. There would be no ability for the town to even ensure that there was actually potable water and sewer on the site. It's just unbelievable law. And then to boot, the state is setting up a method that they would actually finance these apartments going into your community if somebody chose to reach out to the state and get financing to build these. There's a lot more to the law, and it just gets worse and worse as, we start to discuss it. In that venue, I drafted a letter, which I provided to the board, to our senator, and copied our assemblyman on it, on the town's many objections to this law moving forward. And I'll start right there with, does any town board member have any comments they wish to offer on the letter?
You summarized a lot. And also, there was no provision for how many people could go occupancy
No.
level. And I believe that the owner of the main structure doesn't have to live there. So it's like, if you will, two renters as opposed to an owner and a renter. Yeah, it's a terrible law.
It seems it would defeat the purpose of home rule, that we know best how to zone and how to keep our community safe. And I think that there probably are some very good reasons why this is being proposed, but not for Patterson, not for our community. And Rich, I know you said last meeting that you were speaking with many of the other supervisors, the other town, and there seemed to be a consensus, right, that the towns were all opposing this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right on that.
And the whole reason for us to have home rule laws is, something that our needs in Patterson are a lot different than the needs in Cobleskill or Buffalo. And you have these blanket statewide laws that they're trying to impose on us. It's they're overstretching their authority, I think, and just doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so I'm sending the letter, I assume, and then along with that, we prepared a resolution, which we will also send out, stating the town's objection to the legislature's consideration of this law. And I'd like to ask that this resolution opposing Senate Bill 4547 be entered into the record as though read. And can I get a second?
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, get that carried out. All right, second item on my agenda has to do with the Bullet Hole Road issue. I was contacted by an individual who brought to my attention the fact that there are a lot of people using the bike trail, and in doing so, they are parking on the shoulders of Bullet Hole Road, and making vehicles that are driving on Bullet Hole Road difficult for navigating through that intersection. We don't currently require no parking along Bullet Hole Road. And I approached the town board about whether we should do that, and they did agree. And so I have drafted this amendment to chapter 150, which would prohibit parking along Bullet Hole Road from one end to the other. And I'd like to ask that we enter this resolution into the minutes as though read, introducing the resolution and setting the public hearing. The public hearing will be on April 14th here at 7 o'clock. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And my last item, building department leave of absence, I would like to table to the next meeting. That is it for me. Does any board member have any other business that they would like to bring up at this time? Okay, does any member of the public here have anything they wish to discuss with the board? Hearing none. Paul, does any member of the public that are joining us tonight on Zoom have any comments or wish to ask any questions of the town board? And if you would, if you could just unmute.
Hi, no, thank you. This is Georgette Fusco. I don't have any questions. I was just interested to see what was going on. And so here I am.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining.